Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. 2A is the way. Can't be stopped. Oh, hey, Omar. So, who do I have here? Watcher, what's going on, man? So, YouTube incorrectly detected our green screen as us touching a firearm. They approved our appeal, and of course restored the content, but then they did not renew our ability to do lives for full 24 hours. Which might have gone up to 72 hours. Now let's see, which slides am I grabbing? We got... Yeah, so the YouTube AI bot, whatever, does not seem to have the ability to differentiate between green screen firearms and, you know, real firearms. Hey, G23, what's going on? We're back, baby. Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating that YouTube, does that. So I don't know. We might have to just not use, like when I'm traveling. I don't know. Others use green screens just fine, but for some reason, YouTube had an issue with ours. Don't know. I don't know. It's aggravating. Well, let's see. I'm sending a slide off to Arizona from Arizona. That's funny. Where the address is, I'm not going to say where it is, but where the address is, it would be faster if I drove the slide myself than it would be giving it to USPS. But I have to give it to USPS. Oh, yeah, absolutely. At least I'm back. Hey, thank you, G23. Absolutely. Double tap that screen, click that like button, share, click that bell icon, all that jazz. And Adobe crashed on me. Oh, screw you, Adobe. Let's go grab those slides. Oh, there we go. Got those slides. One, two, three. Woke up this morning and 3 slides sold. So we'll go get those. Adobe, please, for the love of all that is holy, just work with me here. There we go. The little cute chipmunk. Oh, I guess I am back now, so there we go. There we are. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, ladies and gentlemen, where we turn steel bars into slides for your Gen 3, Glock 19, and Glock 17. Bill Poole, we're back. Back again. Can't be stopped. Getting ready to ship some slides off today. Hey, thank you so much, Cute Chipmunk. And thank you guys for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Christopher Lewis, what's going on, man? Printing all kinds of slides. Oh, yes. Let's see. This one's going off to Arizona. This one's going off to Nevada. Right on. I mean, have you printed a firearm today? Have you admonished your government? Are you being American? These are the questions, folks. These are the questions. Hopefully within the next week or two, Omar. Hopefully. We print stuff for the shop quite a bit. I'll have to show some of those off next time I'm in the shop. We usually print holders and things, so stuff that can actually hold the slides. And they're actually strong enough to hold a complete build. Frame, magazine, slide, internals. So I'm a little impressed with the 3D printer. Let's see here. Let's get the weight on this one. Make sure we're good. Oop. Oh, yeah, weight's going to be fine. Perfect. Sell the holders? You know, we might. My only concern with selling the holders is, can we ship them without USPS breaking them? Because they are still 3D printed, so they could still break, technically. And I think we could print, you know, a few a day. Maybe we should just start, like, get a whole reel of filament and just start printing them every day. And then after we build up a stock of like 30, we can put them on the website. And we've got, you can see some of them in some of our videos. We got little flat holding ones where the slide just fits right onto it. And then we've got ones that are angled that could fit the entire build. Oh yeah, EDC, it has. And some people are talking about trying, like, hey, can we 3D print ammo? And, you know, we're to a point where you can 3D print shotgun hulls, but not ammunition. Maybe give it 10 years and we probably could. And there are people who've tried, and the ammunition doesn't survive. Still has to survive an explosion. Maybe there'll be a filament design sometime in the future that can make it survive. Let's see, where's this one heading off? This one's going to Tennessee. All right, so Arizona, Nevada, Tennessee. Shipping everywhere. And we're glad we're back. You know, it brings into question about whether or not, you know, I can still probably do the driving lives, where we can just chat you guys up when I'm doing like 30-minute plus road trips. But I probably just can't use green screens. Because YouTube's bots just can't seem to handle telling the difference between a green screen and a real thing. That might be doable, Derek. It's possible. And then, of course, we are seeing some plastic, what was it, like dissolvable plastic casings. Like, we're talking about doing that with 5.56 a while back. So you might, at the very least, be able to print casings someday. I imagine, though, now if you were to try to do a casing for something like, say, 5.56, it wouldn't survive being chambered. It'd probably crack or crumble. That, and I doubt it, survived being shot. Put a primer in there with powder, I don't think it'd survive it. Hey, thank you for the like. Let's see. Let's get this one. I have to thank this person. He bought it at regular price. It did not haggle with me. Beautiful person. I get a lot of people who reach out to us. Hey, we like your slides. Can I buy it for $70? And I'm like, no, you cannot. I'm like, I'm sorry. Our slide is not some 416R piece of junk. Disappearing jackets. Like, I think this one here, before the previous owner wrecked it, was like a $90 416 slide. Look how there's like nothing going on with it. No front grip serrations, no design. It's just a brick. No optic cut. Previous owner, of course, ruined the heck out of it. But it was like 90 for nothing. And they wanted to get one of our beautiful 17.4 stainless steel slides. Different colors, optics cut, front grip serrations and designs for 70. I'm like, go be broke somewhere else. I don't mean to be mean, but, go be broke somewhere else. God. Like, we're not super expensive, but we don't sell cheap garbage either. Oh god, the programming time, the tools that get broken, the deburring. Like, when the slide comes out of the machine, it's not just ready to go. You have to deburr it, you've got to sand it, you've got to smooth out the rough edges, because a slide fresh out of the machine will actually slice your fingers if you try to rack it. There's finishing work you have to do. Oh, yeah, absolutely sharp. And if you look at some of the early test reels we did on Instagram with the Glock 26 style slide we created, some of the photos, you can actually see some of our thumb skin on the serrations. You can actually see where skin collected where we racked it. And we were trying to be careful. But we just wanted to make sure it was functioning before we went through the process of doing anything else with it. And then we shot it, in that condition. It will come off the machine ready to shoot. Hey, Dre Stan, what's going on, man? And it's just, for comfort and for, like, actual use, it needs to be processed. It needs to get deburred. It needs to get sanded. Needs to have all those edges smoothed out. And then for style, of course, Cerakote. Let's see here. Let's check our orders. Make sure these are all the correct ones. Always double and triple check your orders. Okay, start with original listing. This one looks like it's the correct one. Let's give that a go. And that is the correct one. All right. I also sent some more slides off to RB Market. He has some of our blem slides. So if you guys want to, try out a blem one sometime, give him a look. Yeah, so this will be part of the... Actually, in this one, I guess I'm using a bit of styrofoam wrap. But normally, we'll do a little bit of bubble wrap. That'll go around the slide. That'll get put in a plastic case. That'll get taped up. That'll get put in a polymer bag, and that'll get sent off. So that way, when we ship it, it is protected from shock. So it can fall, get jostled around, whatever. Slides perfectly safe. And then it'll be put in the polymer bag to protect it from any moisture. And funny thing, we've actually had some people tell us that we are, overly protected. But we've learned a few things doing shipping over the last few years, and this is definitely the way to go. The Postal Service is not always very gentle with your packages. Here we go. This is the gold one for... Who is this guy? View order details. Yep, that's the correct person. Okay, excellent. Always, always, always double, triple check everything. Oh, I'll be right back. I need to go grab some packing tape. Oop, fire trucks this early in the morning. That's not a good sign. Okay, my regular roll is almost empty, so we're going to have to use our definition knife today and cut off a big chunk from the big roll. Oop, let's put you over there. Last slide I sent off was in bubble wrap with 3 boxes. Didn't want to risk damaging. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And, while our slides are, they range from 145 to 285, it's still, don't want to risk it. Got to keep the slides safe. Oh, I could do this a little later, but I don't like the other post office. They always seem to ship things out a day later than the one near my place. And you know, everyone's all Amazon freaking crazy anymore. They're like, why didn't this ship out immediately? I'm like, I'm not in control of the United States Postal Service. I have no say. Like, I'm sorry they took an extra day or two to get your package there. I have no say or control over the United States Postal Service. I think Amazon has kind of ruined people in that regard. There's shipping warehouses in every major city, sometimes multiple shipping warehouses. They've got their own fleet of trucks and vans. They hire extra people out to make sure packages get to places. Like, that is not everybody. Everybody is not Amazon. Where are you? Ah, there you are. But, yep, we got a new gun shop in Arizona. Task Force Red. They're carrying some of our slides. So if you happen to be in the Tucson area, feel free to check them out. We also, of course, have the hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside. And then Sirius Arms up in Prescott. There we go. Let's put our packing slip in there. Get you all sealed up. Actually, you know, it was funny. I was just talking with, speaking of shipping and things, I was just talking with RB Tactical Market over there on eBay. And because we were sending him more slides to sell off. So he had a customer that bought, and the item was listed as a blemished item. There's a full description stating that, you know, the blem might have scratches or dents or whatever, you know. And the customer bought it, and then immediately, like a few days later, wanted to return it. He's like, well, it's damaged. And he's like, did you read the description of the item? And the customer's like, no, I just assumed it'd be perfect. Like, blem was in the title, blem was in the description, and then there were photos that had, you know, a blemish, like where there were some scuffs and whatever on it. And the person bought it without looking at anything, apparently. Oh, people. People, I swear. I found USPS will hold items, had a few things get to my local post office 2 days early, but stayed there until the schedule. Yep, sometimes they will hold items. That happens. And sometimes there's weather delays or, you know, whatever. Could be anything. You never know. Do-ba-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. But we are back after YouTube did their little, you know, bot raid on us. The incorrect bot raid. We got botted, as it were. We are still working on the 26. I'm hoping to get it to the range in the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to release it in this November. But we'll see. We are trying to assuage Californians' concerns about being able to buy things. And then, of course, Glock doing its whole V-Series thing. We are still going to be, you know, making our slides. And we are still going to be shipping to California, just not barrels and complete slides starting December 31st. You know, because Californians, you know, they got to be special and try to ban, you know, parts of the Constitution every year. Maybe Northern California will just split off someday. Who knows? Abandon the lunacy. Of course, there's a few other states with their own lunacy. Illinois, for example, there was a guy who was visiting Illinois, and he had a concealed carry permit. But it was a concealed carry permit for Wisconsin. And I guess he was unaware that Illinois didn't observe that, and he wasn't carrying correctly for Illinois. But here's this guy who's already gone through all the background checks, the fingerprinting, everything he needed to do in Wisconsin, and clearly a law-abiding citizen. Illinois charged him with a felony. Like, there's just certain states you don't go to. Like, I don't visit California anymore. Why? Because I'll probably get arrested. It's like, it's just not worth it. I'm going to make some food. Right on, man. As far as the Glock thing, there'll be more demand for aftermarket. Absolutely, yeah, the aftermarket, it's the clone era. Welcome to the Clone Wars, people. You know, you're going to get your frames from SCT and PSA, Geisler, Grit Grips, you know, whoever else is making frames. Glock Store now. Well, actually, I think Glock Store is doing that with Grit Grips, so whatever. And then for slides, of course, you've got your beautiful Stiffy slides here with Stiffler Manufacturing. But, you know, there's also Zev and Zafiri and Grey Ghost and Remsport and LFA and whoever else, you know. Brownells, whoever the heck is still making slides for Brownells. Living in the Northeast, I drive an hour or so away. I'm not legal. Yeah, it's bullshit. National reciprocity has to pass. Speaking of which, just to assuage the YouTube villains, let's see. Copyright disclaimer. This YouTube video may contain copyright material in accordance with the fair use doctrine under U.S. copyright law. The content is intended for education, commentary, and criticism to further discussion and meaningful discourse. Disclaimer to YouTube. We do not sell firearms. Stiffler Manufacturing, LLC is a veteran-owned business registered in the state of Arizona that has a physical brick-and-mortar workshop and online retail store. We sell products that are lawful in all 50 states and are not restricted by any federal law. So there we go. We got that out. R&J Media, yes, finally. It didn't actually last too long, but they were initially telling us 3 days, and then they restored our content. Their review basically said we did nothing wrong, but then they kept us on a live ban for 24 hours. Oh, that's Derek. Do you mind telling us what the issue was, if you were able to dial it in? Because in our experience, most issues are involving parts kits, unless the slide itself is somehow out of spec. Desert Armory, what's going on, man? Is this the right one? I gotta look at the photos. I'm not sure this is the right one. Let's see, that's gold. This one's the black 17. Let's go with the Eastern Front green one. I want to make sure that's correct. No, I don't need another label. I just want to look at the slide. There we go. Slide. See original listing. Victor 19er Juliet slash. Okay, there we go. Yep, this is the correct one. Yeah, YouTube sucks. But until they get rid of mag bans, apparently some of the mag bans are losing in court already. I'd have to look into it some more though. Yeah, you know, funny thing is I've talked to a few cops, and some of them get a little butthurt when I've talked about, like, other states not doing the right thing, and other police departments not doing the right thing. And I'm like, look, guys, it's not a, you know, dig on you or your department. It's a dig on other cops in other departments. Like, look at YouTube, and you could see the plethora of California police that clearly don't give a shit about freedom. Like, they are the jackboots in the night that will show up into your house. Like, those dudes do not care. Are there probably good California cops? Yeah, absolutely. But, plethora of evidence to state otherwise when it comes to some other issues. Does warrant you being cautious, and does warrant people stating, hey, we're not sure that the cops actually wouldn't come to our house and try to disarm us. Why? Because they've already shown they're willing to do it with other shit. Though, admittedly, you do see this less with sheriff's departments, where their law enforcement leader is elected. Like, in our area, our sheriff's department is largely considered one of the better departments compared to the others because, yeah, it turns out when your law enforcement leader needs to keep getting reelected, they tend to care about what the citizens think about their department. R&J Media, right on. Have a good one, man. One was an out-of-spec extractor, so easy fix. Okay, yeah. The other was due to a messed-up barrel throat. It would ram rounds into the top, causing it to press the round deep into the casing. Oh, interesting. Okay, so not the slide, but the parts they were using. Back when I used to do 2A advocacy, and I still do to a degree, just now it's more local and Stiffler focused. But back when I used to do national 2A advocacy, I reached out to Grady. I actually have a letter from him somewhere. We should reach out to him again. Let's see. Let's see. This one is... Okay, that's the Tennessee slide. Okay. I'm looking for the Arizona slide. Oh, here we go. Excellent. Okay, that's what this one is then. Yep, so here you see it. Slide's all boxed, bubble wrapped, has one of our cards in it. You know, you can even hang it up later if you want to. Hang it up on your wall. So I moved this definition knife out of the way so you can check out these slides. The Journalist from Definition Knives. I love this thing. Not sure if they make their own barrels. A lot of slide manufacturers don't make their own barrels, but they could make their own barrels. For example, we don't make our own barrels. Where is... Ah, here we go. One moment. Oh, there we go. Here we are. So this is one of our SM19 turbos. And this barrel, we don't make it. This barrel's from ELD Performance, 416R stainless steel. Not a match grade barrel. You know, they run between 40 and 60. It'll get you going. It'll run you at the range just fine. But by no means, you know, a super high-end expensive barrel. And our parts kits that everything I was all kitted up with is from SCT Manufacturing. Same company that makes the SCT frames. Now, whether or not SCT actually makes the parts, I don't know. I just know they come from SCT Manufacturing. You'll find that there's a lot of white labeling that goes on in this industry. We even participated in it for a little bit when we first started. For those of you that know Anderson, yeah, there was a lot of white labeling. Anderson made a lot of parts for other companies. And a lot of companies don't, you know, really mind about white labeling so long as they get paid and their employees get paid. You know, the contract's a contract. That's really what it's about. So long as, you know, you get paid and your employees get paid and everybody's happy. But then when issues arise, it's like, well, who actually made this? Who did what? You know, so on and so forth. That, it's also hard to grow your name when everything's white labeled. So you got to have some things that are not white labeled. Yeah, usually the slide, because the slide, you got to think of the slide like, you know, think of like a bolt carrier, right? The bolt carrier group on an AR. A slide is kind of like that similar concept. It's just a carrier for the parts. So long as the slide is in spec, and ours are in spec to within 5 thousandths, which is a piece of a hair, then the slide is fine. It's almost always the parts that are the problem. We're considering doing that. We have to go buy a laser engraver, because what we're thinking about doing, and that this way so the slide stays sanitized, right? So there's no markings. People can just have the look and the style. But then on the RMR optic cut, we're thinking about lasering in the Stiffler Manufacturing Dragon with like Stiffler MFG, and then putting in the model. Like this one is a zoom, so it's a SM19.3 zoom for Generation 3 zoom slide. And then this one, then it would instantly be covered by the RMR cover plate or an optic if you wanted to put an optic on it. So that way our stuff could be stamped, but without, you know, distracting from the slide. Hey, PVS7. Yep, finally. They wouldn't restore us for, even though they admitted they were wrong, they wouldn't restore us for 24 hours. Bullcrap. Bishop, what's going on, man? Yep, but this way it also prevents, it actually prevents white labeling if we're stamped too. Because there's a few companies out there that still have our products relabeled. That's a very personal question for the Stiffmeister, Myrtle. But no, per YouTube policy, I can't show live firearms on a live stream. I can, however, show you the slides. Well, actually, that's partially true. I can show a live firearm, I just can't interact with it. And since I need my hands to move and do stuff around, yeah, can't do a live one today. Or complete one, rather. That logo would look nice on the... Yeah, thank you. Stiffler Manufacturing. My dad has a blank air gun and an AR. Right on, man. Hey, thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys for those likes. It's the MKE having the Sentry name on it. I love MKE products. I think Sentry is garbage, but knowing Sentry is just the importer is fine by me. Yeah, fair enough. I've seen some Sentry imports, yeah. There we go. Shipping label in there. Let's wrap this shut. Might have had a Sentry import at one time. And let's get this taped off. I do have an Xbox. Don't really play it much anymore, but I have one. Adult responsibilities, they keep me from gaming. But I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes maybe I've debated doing some streams with it just for the heck of it. But, you know, jump on Helldivers or something, and we can chat about guns while I destroy aliens. My Xbox runs on G-code. Yes. Yes. Have I ever shot a blank? Yes, many times. It turns out when you join the Army, you end up shooting a lot of blanks. The Army loves blanks. I hate blanks. One, BFAs are bullshit. And two, blanks dirty up the gun so quick. Maybe we should make BFAs and sell them to the Army. Is that Cerakote on the slides? No, you spelled it correctly. And yes, it is. Like this one here, for example, is Hunter Orange, an H-Series Cerakote, along with Graphite Black, also an H-Series. Ooh, kicking with that M1 style over there, Derek. Right on. By removing that pin thingy you removed the slide with? The slide retention pin? For, well, the Glock, I mean, yeah, the Glock actually has one, but not in the same way you might think of other guns. Not as easily as you might think, Adam. For example, I'll show you one here in a second after I get done. So, like, here's a retaining pin for my Ruger that actually holds it on. But the Glock is a little different. I'd show you, but I can't show you the frame. How well does it hold up with usage? I'll show you one in just a sec. God, I love this Ruger. Here we go. This one here, I have 800 rounds through it, and I'm about to go dump another 400 or 500 through it. So, as you can see, there's a little bit of holster wear right here. And right there from when I did some drop testing. But that was on, like, the 10th drop, and I drop this damn thing regularly because of this optic, so I'm going to drop it right now. Yeah, I drop test the crap out of this optic. Still runs. Now, that's the exterior. Let me show you the interior after firing. Here's the interior. Is there somewhere? Yes, because we were using ported barrels. And there you can see where metal rubs on metal for the rails. But I've put 800 rounds through this. And the lube that's still in there is a little bit of Ghost Dad Tactical Ecto-Lube. Smells like green apples. Now, where you might see, Adam, where Cerakote doesn't do a good job, and I can explain this a little bit, is if I run my fingernail along the slide that has Cerakote, it's nice and smooth. I'm not getting any catches. So if someone were to then re-Cerakote this, it doesn't bond correctly. Cerakote needs a rough surface to bond to. So what you have to do is sand it down and then Cerakote it. So what some people are doing is they're applying Cerakote to a smooth surface. The Cerakote doesn't bond correctly, and then it chips and cracks and wears off easily. Everybody wants to be friends with the Stiffmeister. Yo, Stiffler, have you seen those green light sights? I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. I prefer red, but that's just from experience. There will always be wear by the barrel hood. Yep. Oh, we do it ourselves. This is actually the 4th paint booth we've constructed. We built it and demoed it. We're on our 4th paint booth now. Because each time we're just like, you know what, this needs improvement. And we built it bigger and better, and we've got our own oven to cure the Cerakote. We mill all of our own slides from 17.4 stainless steel. Yep. Do a lot of our own work. The only thing we don't do, of course, is make the steel. We don't have a forge. So we got to source steel from U.S. steel plants around the country. Go on, tape. Get off of there, you son of a bitch. Sickest pattern to date. Probably the camos, if you're talking about Cerakote. But when it comes to, like, slide design, I'm going to go with the Leonidas, which I'll pull one up. And you can still find some Leonidas slides occasionally on eBay. But we are considering bringing it back in a limited capacity. Here we go. This is an SM-19 Leonidas in Space Worn, where it's got simulated distressing. In NRA Blue. NRA Blue again. Burnt Bronze with a copper PVD barrel. Bright Purple. Oh, that's not one. And that one, I believe, is in Habanero Red. Well, the slide's currently on hiatus because it takes a long time to make it compared to the other slides due to the style of porting it has. And it's just more expensive to make. And so we were charging around $300 for it. And people just weren't buying it. We might bring it back, though, because people have expressed some interest in it. Like Bill Poole, who's in here, he has one of our Leonidases in Green Mamba. The Gun Guy 77, he has one of our Leonidas's in Sig Pink. And yeah, you know, people have seen it and they're like, oh, I like it now. But granted, I get it. You know, we're a new-ish company and people weren't sure they wanted to spend $300 on a company they were not aware of, you know? So now that we've been in business almost 3 years, we're starting to get people giving us more of a chance on it. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it'd be cool to have a forge, but also, we don't want to do that. No. The burnt bronze, yeah, it's one of our top colors. Obviously, black is the most, you know, selling color. But then you've got burnt bronze, you've got FDE, tungsten, sniper gray, eastern front green. And of course, any of the camos, they sell really well. Let's see. USMC red sells pretty well. And of course, gold. We occasionally sell gold and then bright purple somewhat frequently. Shimmer aluminum does pretty well. That's this one right here. Oh, let me go grab my charger. Looks like this is starting to get down. ETS magazines? I'd probably have to see one. I might not be aware of what it is. Okay, let's get you plugged in. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do a live this morning. I just checked by pure happenstance, and it's like, hey, you can do lives again. It's like, well, about damn time. I wouldn't run ETS. Range use, sure, but never for carry. Always for the range, normal Glock mag for carry. Okay, fair enough. I did try second amend or two amend or whatever that was. Didn't like it. Knife flick. Not a big group this morning. I should have started at like 4 a.m., but I didn't feel like getting up that early. I find if I start at 4 to 5, I get a larger crowd in here in the mornings. Services, nothing really. We mainly just make slides. And then, of course, we have parts kits and barrels that we procure from other companies. But pricing, slides range from $145 to $285. We might do Cerakote services in the future, and we might do RMR cuts in the future, but that depends on how we grow, how 2026 goes. Because just putting down for a machine, a separate machine to do RMR cuts, and keep in mind, this isn't paying for the whole machine, it's just putting down on the machine, is $30,000. And then we have to hope people actually use the service for us to have the machine, to justify its existence. So yeah, it ain't cheap. And then, of course, you got to pay the machine off, which is going to cost anywhere from 200 to 500 grand, depending on which one we get. So not only do we have to hope people use our service enough to pay off the 30,000 investment, but then to continue paying off the machine for its life. Yes, exactly. All the end mills, which are going to be carbide end mills. Then there's the coolant. Then there's additional maintenance that you have to do on it. Yeah, yeah, it ain't cheap. And of course, when you're cutting good steel, those end mills are going to break. And then you have to dial things that we have to run it slow. So think about it this way: if you give us a 416 slide, if we were to run that on one of our regular machines, it's going to cut right through it like butter because we're used to cutting 17.4. So we're going to have to dial things in for each individual slide. So it's not like we can just put it in and run every damn time. And do measurements for each slide too. So I mean, yeah, well, everything technically follows like Glock patterns. If we were just doing Glock, if we started getting other stuff, we have to do measurements to make sure we're doing the proper RMR cut. Favorite gun I own? Probably my Ruger New Vaquero, but I've also got a World War I Lee Enfield that's pretty cool, and a World War I Springfield that I'm really happy with. Of course, I could be happier with it if it had the original stock. It doesn't. Someone sporterized it sometime down the line before I got it. So maybe I should go buy an original stock someday. Let's see. Is this the correct slide? Looks like it. 2 BLK, 2 Bravo Lima Kilo. View order details. Well, thank you, eBay, for making me type in my password for the 500th time. I hate eBay. Oh, here's like a prime example. Okay, so get this. There's a reason I say I hate eBay. And it's because they take 13.6 to 30% of your sales. So this is a blem slide that we're selling. And we're dropping it for 120. And after the customer pays sales tax and shipping, that jumps it up to 140. And then after eBay takes their transaction fees, we make like 98 on it. But if someone were to buy a slide on our website, they take a website fee and 4%. eBay sucks. But people love eBay, so we were kind of forced to sell there. Oh yeah, World War I is crazy. Don J, what's going on, man? I have an old 410 gauge. Best way to remove the rust it has. Oh, just, well, the way I used to do it was bore cleaner and honestly just elbow grease, man. And then keep it oiled. Oh, thank you, Bishop. Yeah, check out the different ones on our site. There's all kinds of different ones. And the cool thing about it is the process for the distressing makes each slide unique because none of them distress exactly the same. So all the wear patterns are different. So your slide will be unique to you if you get one. But yeah, there you go. There's some info about eBay. If you guys ever decide you want to start selling crap on eBay, just be aware that they're going to take minimum 13.6%. And then if you start advertising, eBay bumps that up to 30%. Running low on ink. Hey, today's the 24th. Oh, I hope I stamped those other ones correctly. I don't live on caffeine anymore, so. There we go. Yeah, no problem. Happy to answer questions. That is what I'm here for. Okay, let's get you in. Actually, let's make sure this is the same one. Always double and triple check. Yep, going to Tennessee. Yep, going to Tennessee. All right, here's the slide. Yeah, baby. And we have actually shipped a slide to every single state and most of the U.S. territories. U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam. The only one we will not ship to is American Samoa, and that's because they made pistols illegal there. They are of the opinion that despite the ability to be Americans, that they do not recognize that they are under all the protections of the U.S. Constitution, to include the Second Amendment, because they're a territory. So the only firearms that are legal in American Samoa are 12, 16, and 20 gauge shotguns and 22 LR rifles. And you have to get a permit to have them, and you cannot list self-defense as a reason. So American Samoa sucks. And we don't ship to them, because it's just not worth it. 9mm is not even legal there, as of like the 1990s. And if someone were to modify their old Glock, I'm pretty sure that would void their grandfathered protection under that law. So there's, yeah, no point in shipping to American Samoa. Sad to say. And then, of course, starting December 31st, 2025, we will no longer be shipping barrels and complete slides to California. Because California decided to pass SB 704. Because they can't just help but love communism. Californians love being oppressed, it seems. It's got to be some kind of kink.
Yes, Daddy Government, tax me.
So can you get any of the cuts seen on your website for any pistol? No, just for the ones we make. And we only make slides that are for the 19 and 17 Gen 3. Almost done with the 26. We might do custom work in the future, but we're not ready to do it yet. Because we still got to buy that machine. And there's other stuff that comes first. Like expanding the shop, setting up for new slide production, possibly hiring some more employees. Got to get a laser engraver in there at some point. There we go, and you're almost finished. Almost done here, then I gotta go off to the post office. Then go do some work and be an adult. Such fun. Oops, dropped my phone. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. Right on, Bishop. You have a good one, man. If anyone's got any final questions, I'm just doing some cleanup before I get ready to go to the post office. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Final questions? Anybody? All right. Bishop, build one. It's cheaper than buying one. Absolutely, Bill Pool. Absolutely. All right. Thank you guys so much. Looks like we are back and able to do lives again. Thank you for checking out the channel. All the likes and subs. It's greatly appreciated. Check out our Glocktober sale. It ends in 7 days, where we're doing 15 to 20% off our strip slides on our website. And thank you so much for joining us. And as always, stay 2A every day.